They should choose Sweep and Go because it instantaneously makes them look good. Let's build a product, something that's so unique, so different, where we can be 10 times better than anybody else. One thing that makes poop scooping service unique from other field service work is basically large number of recurring transactions, like small transactions on a regular basis, and just making sure that to optimize scheduling and billing. Right now, we're like very profitable. We are super happy where we are.
The software's great.
Yeah, we don't do any paid advertising. We basically, it's all like referrals, people that self-on board and people that hear about us, you know, good things that we're doing. The app is it's best marketing. At the APOS convention, like, and also with ScoopCon, I think there was like 80% of users, attendees were using Sweep and Go.
Yeah, you do. Hello, my name is Kandra, and I'm the Director of Business Development here at Scoop Soldiers. And we are at our national convention here in Dallas. And Ogy was sweet enough to come in and share all of the great things about Sweep and Go with our franchise system. And we are between conference and dinner. And I thought, well, Jeremy's got these cameras set up. Let's talk a little bit. I know a lot about this company and your product, but I don't know a lot about you. So take a quick second to tell us who you are. I'm sure everybody knows, but who you are and what your software is.
Right. My name is Ogy. I'm with the Sweep and Go Pooper Scooper app. So about who I am, maybe I could start with my education.
Okay.
Basically, I met my business partner Roland at SMCC. That's basically I studied electronics technology at a community college. After that, I went to University of Maine at Orono. And got my bachelor's at electrical engineering. And then after that, I did even more studying, wanted to get my master's for laser radar. And then I realized it's just too much studying. I want to do something in real life. So we started working like, initially the business wasn't focused on.
So let me back you up. Like, how did you decide? I mean, like, come on, like our industry is kind of crazy. How did you, were you sitting around one day going, dog crap's where it's at?
Right. So basically the first 10 year of the business, we pretty much built custom web projects like for
all industries.
Any sector, any business size, everything, you know what I mean? And basically we soon realized, 10 years later, realized it's just, too much to do. Like you can't be the best at everything, notice like increased competition, everything. So it was like, let's do something let's build a product, something that's so unique, so different, where we can be 10 times better than anybody else. And so we had indexed, this was actually in January 2018. We indexed 10 different ideas for software for a SaaS app.
So what's a SaaS app?
That's basically software as a service. Like basically you sign up for a subscription, you use it on a web portal, stuff like that. And one other competing idea was a mobile app for windshield repair techs.
Oh, okay.
So that was one of the other ideas we considered. But basically we decided to go with poop scooping software because there was nothing built specifically for the industry. We like the recurring business model. We like the recurring business model for our users. Where with, let's say, windshield repair techs, you fix a windshield and then you have to find another vehicle with broken windshield and stuff like that. So it worked out really good. So basically that's how we decided to go with Sweep and Go Pooper Scooper app. It was about a year and a half in development. And I met Scoop Soldiers business partners
Josh
at the
and DJ,
release. Josh and DJ at the that was in Sarasota, Florida.
APOS, right?
Yeah,
it was APOS
convention 2019.
Yeah.
And that was like when we had, I think, maybe 4 early adopters from APOS, trying it out, and then we released it.
So you've never owned a scooping company?
No.
Have you ever hired a pooper scooper?
No.
So how did it even, like a lot of people don't even know that we even exist. So how did you never own a scooping company? I mean, I'm sure you've scooped dog poop, right? Like yourself,
course,
but how did you select us? Like we're very honored that you're in our industry. You've helped a lot, probably more than you even know. But how did you get from windshields are fine, Yeah, okay, but dog poop. Like how did you guys talk me through how you guys narrowed it? Was it based on like industry size
Right. So
or
while we built custom projects, during the initial 10 years, we came across two or three different poop scooping businesses that just needed some, work on their website, and they pretty much all complained about the CRM. They said like
yeah.
onboarding was difficult, credit card capture was difficult. They always had to like make sure they fit within the software that they were using. So so that was a complaint. At that time, it was a little bit difficult to understand and analyze like how big the market is. Is there a really good opportunity?
Okay.
And so that was the biggest challenge. Like, would we, because with building a SaaS app, the upfront expense of building,
Yeah.
like you could buy a house easily with the software that you put into building the initial prototype. So
Okay. So who was your first couple of customers? Like you said you had a couple that you kind of beta, I don't need names, but like you beta tested a couple like, hey, I got the software idea. I think I can really help the industry. I need a couple of guinea pigs
Right.
to walk me through how do you get poop from the ground to the bucket, right? How do you, maybe you didn't know that part, but like how do you get the technicians to the place? So I'm old school, right? I started in 2000. I had route books,
Right.
a 3-ring binder. I printed sheets. They were color coded. And so my brain can't even like we didn't have routing, right? So I mean, like how did you find the couple people to kind of be your guinea pigs? You just reach out like, hey, I got this idea. You in? Like you want to play with this
Yeah,
with me?
so we actually asked for early adopters even before we built
Okay.
Sweeping Up Pooper Scooper app. We just made some designs, what it may look like. And actually at the APOS, I met with our first person that registered on the app. It was Justin from Department of Duty.
Oh, Justin Owens? Okay,
Yeah,
perfect.
yeah, Justin registered first. I mean, when we get this early feedback on the app, it was honestly like it was good feedback, but it was kind of there were many like blind spots, like
Well, because
many
you only had
blind
one
corners.
person.
Like so when
Yeah.
we talked to Josh, I after APOS convention, maybe a few months later, I had a call with Josh from Skool Soldiers, and basically he's like, we bill postpaid after each service.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we only had like a postpaid monthly billing. I mean, that's how,
Well, when you're like a small industry, a niche industry,
Right.
and there's a lot of us, it's the Wild West, right? There's a lot of us going in a lot of different directions, a lot of type A personalities moving real fast, right? So it's probably hard to pin a couple of us down. And when you did, now you've got 4, 5, 6, and all of us do it different.
Right,
All of us do
exactly.
it different. And there may be something that I know that I do, and the next guy's like, what does she do? So I can see how it's hard to figure out, you kind of find the common denominators, but then all of the other little things that everyone's doing different, like we bill daily, we bill behind, we bill, I mean, all of that. So how do you figure out what pieces of the software are most important to work on next, right? How do you prioritize those things?
Well, basically, we knew that billing and scheduling was critical. So, for example, one thing that makes poop scooping service unique from other field service work is basically a large number of recurring transactions, like small transactions on a regular basis, and just making sure that to optimize scheduling and billing. And then you add client onboarding, you add client portal, you add the mobile app, you add multi-location, like multi-account capabilities, things like that.
Okay.
You add like payroll processing and different settings for people that bill prepaid or bill postpaid, stuff like that.
Okay. So talk to me about your team, because I'm not going to lie. I figured there was someone else than just Ogy doing the software.
Of course.
But no, I mean, like, seriously, like, I don't know. Like, I know zero about technology. I prefer it. Like, I prefer not to know anything.
Right.
But my brain's not big enough. I don't think that way. My brain's not wired like that. But what kind of team does it take? Like, was it just you? Like, I know you've got some business partners. Like, how do you go from you to, let's start with this. How big is your team now?
Right. Yeah,
Approximately.
I'm sure our competitors will have to know that. Yeah, we have about 15 staff members, actually 14 to be exact. I have 4 business partners.
Okay. So as you started to
Yeah.
grow, you're like, okay,
So-
these first list of things, me, him, and her can do, and then like okay, now we need this, and now so you just sounds like it's a regular business, right? You start with what you got, and as you grow and have more customers
Right.
and have more money, who have more needs,
Right.
then you have to hire more staff. Because I know I sound like an idiot, but like it's a regular business, right?
I mean, it is, yeah. I mean, it's really, but you have to have the right team. Just like I was, positively surprised by team that you have at Scoop Soldiers, including yourself. I mean, for us, we have to have really good like back-end, front-end developers, DevOps, support staff, and I think we all do a great job, and we keep expanding as our user base is expanding. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I mean, it's I think
we are a fun group. We
Right.
for sure. I mean, if you can't have fun talking about dog crap, right? Like, I mean, poop's funny.
right. Yeah, so I mean, it's also, I think what's fun about this, obviously, like it's fun to talk about, see when things are growing. Like obviously we've had, I don't know if about exponential growth, but we had huge growth over the past 6 years, and but it's also we've done well, when things, let's say for example, tough moment when we finished that first APOS convention. I think a few people signed up, and you know what I mean.
No,
Then we
look
had
at
to,
this now. Look at
and then
this
like my wife comes in and is like, "I told you not to build this app."
So okay, so I think I heard a story. That you're like, hun, babe, listen to me. This is what I want to do. So when you come to your spouse and say, I want to take and I want to invest our money in the software, she's like, got it, love it, you're going to be great. You're like, and I want it to be dog crap. Like, what's the reaction you got from your wife when she was like, what did you say? Because I get that. Like, what do you do for a living? Oh, I sell franchises at Scoop Dog Poop. And people look at you like, what? So what kind of reaction did you get when you were talking that up?
Yeah, let me first say that she right now loves Sweeping Local Personal Grab. She's like, this is the best thing.
Right.
She says that all the things that she said in the past she didn't say.
Well, she's a wife, and I'm a
Yeah,
wife, so
yeah.
she didn't say it. I'm on her side.
Right, but in reality, what happened is like, honestly, she hated the idea. She also noticed that we kind of economized our vacations. We weren't going to the most glamorous destinations, things like that. So she was like, oh, it's like maybe we can make that purchase later, and,
Yeah.
and she kind of realized that, and then, I mean, it kind of makes sense. I mean, I work super hard. I mean,
Yeah, I've seen.
and obviously our team works super hard, like business partners are super supportive and everything. So, but it was tough, you know what I mean? It wasn't easy, but we were persistent, we really believed in it. So.
Was there a point when you're like, okay, now we got a couple first APAWs, right? You got a couple of early adopters, and you're moving along. Was there a spot where you were like, all right, like it's gonna work, right? Like, because I feel like you and I are very similar. Like, I will beat something down till it works, right? Like, I have had to be talked out of things, like the phrase "you're throwing good money after a bad investment," because I don't quit. I don't stop. And you seem very similar. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, oh God, please let this work. Like, was there a time you're like, yeah, we're good now. Like, this is gonna, like, is there a visual moment?
I think when the COVID hit, it was, I thought that event might have killed the
everyone.
whole industry and the software and everything.
Yeah.
That was really tough. But when I noticed that, businesses continued to like, grow even during COVID and stuff, like that was actually very encouraging. And we kept increasing our user base. So it worked out really good. So, yeah, I mean.
So does your wife, is she involved in the business now? Or just like, do you have like, I know your kids are younger. Is there any family that's involved or?
No, I mean, basically, I think we work great as a team, me and my wife, but I think it's kind of better this way to kind of keep it separate.
Same.
And, Roland, my business partner, Adam and Guy, they're great. You know what I mean? They're super supportive, and everything is working great. Yeah.
So you're a very big personality. I'm a very big personality. I get it. I understand. I think I'm fine. I realize I'm not everybody's cup of tea. That's cool, right? My husband's not necessarily a big personality either, which probably is why I'm still married. But is your wife a big personality? Like, does she, is she, I don't even, did I say that right? Like, is she just like Or is she more like, yeah, like it's gonna work. He's fine. Like it'll figure it out. Or is she more vocal and upfront?
Yeah, she is kind of more vocal, but she's kind of like more like that towards me. Honestly, she's vocal towards me, and she's like super nice to other people.
Well, in a relationship, like your spouse is the person that.
Right.
I mean, like let's be honest. Like, right, if I'm having a bad day, the only one at my house is my husband, and he may get it because Ben made me angry. We don't know, right? Like we don't know these things. So Ben probably did make me angry. No, I'm just joking. Ben's a blessing. We're lucky to have him.
Yeah, Ben is awesome.
No, but I always kind of wonder how that dynamic works because I am very much like bull in a china shop, and Randy's more calculated. He thinks about things more, and I'm like, yeah, man, let's just go do it. And you seem very much like, yeah, man, we're gonna get it done. Right. So I was just kind of wondering the dynamic of that if it's different than mine.
So like how it works, basically, my wife is a nurse, but she's now decided to kind of focus more on family.
Yeah.
And that really helps me quite a bit. Kind of focus on the business, and then when I have spare time, my free time, kind of focus more on family and. Go to the gym and stuff like that. And that's
you have three kids?
2 kids.
2 kids. How old are they?
10 and 7.
10 and 7. Okay, okay. And so I know Roland's got a couple. So your business partner, they all have smaller children too, ish?
Actually,
like you guys, I guess I'm asking because you guys seem almost like family, like friends forever kind of thing.
Well, we met each other in college. We went together, and we kind of get along great. You know what I mean? And even before this business venture, we have other 2 partners, Adam and Guy. They are not too involved, you know what I mean? Roland and I are together 80% of the company, and Adam and Guy have 20%.
Okay.
But yeah, we get along great. We really enjoy the ride. Everything is, we don't really have much, I would say, drama like in Sweep and Go. Everything is kind of like, the team is fairly small. I would say right now for where we are, the perfect size. We didn't take outside investors. Sometimes also with outside investment, there's this pressure for like you gotta squeeze your users for extra revenue.
A shareholder or an investor wants a return on their investment.
Exactly.
And so
I
there's a little,
understand
and
that.
I get it too, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But because we don't have those outside investors, like we're not under pressure to like produce results like overnight. Right. Although we've had great growth, we get offers like, I would say monthly, for outside.
They come in and buy out?
Yeah, or outside investors. But right now we're like very profitable. We are super happy where we are. So
yeah. So for now, right?
No need that.
For now.
You see, like with this company that Scoop Soldiers is currently using, they actually, when they got outside investors,
it changed.
It changed for the worse. So
yeah,
it really, they didn't do many more improvements. Pricing just increased, and it wasn't really that great.
And I've owned businesses too, and like your business is almost like your baby, right? Like, and I currently own no businesses.
Right.
I've owned many, right? So you build this baby up, right? And it's your baby, and it's like and I've always said for scooping specifically and pet sitting that I owned, I've been bit and peed on more times than I care to admit. Right. So when I go to sell my business, like I literally have bled, right? I can't anymore. Right. Back in my day, I could jump a fence. It wasn't graceful, but I could get over a fence. So I've run from dogs, right? I've all of those things. So I assume it's similar with Sweep and Go. You've probably not been bit and peed on. Well, maybe. I don't know. Roland, I don't know. Maybe Roland, no, Roland doesn't. He doesn't bite and pee on you. Right. But it's probably the same, right? Like this is your baby.
I mean, we really enjoy it. I mean, I'm right now 45 years old. I feel like we have at least 20 good years to go. I mean, even if we just wanted to, like, self-invest, I think it's if we didn't work on this, I mean, I don't see us like retiring and not doing anything. Just it's in our nature to work hard.
Yeah.
So we would still be working on something else. And now, we had that stage where we did so many different things, you know what I mean? And it's very tempting to like want to build. Obviously, we have great experience. We could build now more apps and things, but kind of decide to focus on Sweep and Go. I would say we have probably like at the A+ convention, like, and also with ScoopCon, I think there was like 80% of users, attendees were using Sweep and Go.
Yeah, you do.
So I think we have great market share. Actually, we should even do better than that, if you ask me. But
I mean, the software is great. The software is great.
Yeah, we don't do any paid advertising. We don't do. I mean, initially, to get the first 100 users, I did do some cold calling.
Well, you do
But
something, right?
But right now, like, we basically, it's all like referrals, people that self onboard and people that hear about us, good things that we're doing. So, and we think the app is it's best marketing.
So that, like, the Find Your Goal podcast is meant to inspire entrepreneurship. And so, like, I try to pass on or like ask people like things that I hear, and it sounds like you were very similar to me. Like, I'm going to do all of these things, and then quickly you're like, wow, that's way too many things. So now that you've learned and you've scaled down and you've got a very successful app, you have a very large footprint in our industry. Is there that little inkling like, oh, maybe I should have a software that helps fish tank cleaning? Is there another something you envision wanting to do at some point down? And if it's top secret, I don't gotta know.
Right.
But is there another?
I mean, it's not a top secret. I mean, the challenge really is, you could build, technology is kind of in some ways similar. You can reuse certain things, but you cannot reuse marketing. Like, you still need to market kind of separately, and you need to focus on your target audience. That also isn't so easy to scale.
Yeah. So, like, for entrepreneurs out there that are looking or listening, and they're like, I want to do this, and that. So your advice would be is like, how do they pick all of the things they want to do and then scale it down to the one thing that they can do, make actionable steps, and then generate revenue? Like, if they've got a bunch of ideas, I have a bunch of business ideas. How do I get from here to here? Like, is there a process, or it just did it?
You can look at different metrics, and but at the end of the day, I think you kind of make that subjective decision.
Okay.
What we liked about Sweep and Go Pooper Scooper app was recurring revenue. We liked that it was focused on particular audience that we could service well. We also, saw the need in the market, so we're not building something that there's no need for.
Right. Or copying something that's already flooded, a market already flooded.
Yeah, exactly. Like, we weren't trying to copy somebody else and then, make it cheaper, or, what I mean?
Okay.
So it was.
So for somebody that's got a big list, people like us that are big personalities with a big list, maybe pick the couple of things that, and I'm thinking of Andy Wiltz, is a franchise owner for Pet Butler, and he owns multiple doggy daycares. And he had told me, like, he has lots of doggy daycares, and then he thought, I'm going to buy, it was a restaurant. And then he said after like a few months, he's like, yeah, I shouldn't have done that. Like, cause it just didn't work. So he went back to like the things that he wanted. He wanted, for his next business outside of doggy daycares, he wanted 9 to 5. He wanted during the day. He wanted no emergencies, right? Like, we don't scoop poop on Christmas most of the time, right? Like, he wanted, so he had the one thing that was really working. He had the big list of things he wanted to do, and he thought, this is too much. And he made his list of non-negotiables, and that helped him kind of narrow it. And that seemed very similar to what you were saying you did. Like, you're like, wow, this is too much. Here's what I need. I want an industry that's more niche, that's a little bit smaller, that has, all, like, it checked. So pet waste removal checked all of your boxes to do that, right?
And if you ask me, like, for a typical business owner, maybe I'm too involved in like all the things that happen in the business. Maybe I should be like more hands off, like, and that's. But we're really enjoying it. Like, we want to always be like 5 times better than anything else that's on the market. So,
So my motto is always get on or get out of the way.
Right.
I don't care either way.
Right.
Get on or get out of the way. I'm going.
Yeah.
Right. You're welcome to join me.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's very similar. So talk to me a little bit about like where you think Sweep and Go is going next. Right. So I know you've been very nice. You and Roland both have been very nice to spend the day at our conference. And I'll even back up and say that you guys have been super great with taking the needs of our franchise system and helping us create what's needed so that our franchise owners can get what they want as independent scoopers, but also help us pull metrics and that kind of stuff for what a franchisor needs, but also then take all of that and then give us specifically what we need for our command center. Right, because we function differently. We're not an independent scooper where I answer the phones, I schedule. I've got, I don't know how many franchise owners. We're 90 whatever territories at 18 million, 15 million, whatever it is in revenue. And I have one command center that funnels all 16, 17, 18,000 clients. So that's a little bit different than what you've been working with, right? Like, you don't have any other clients that are as complex? Maybe, do you have any other clients that are as complex and
basically,
overlapping?
in Sweep and Go, I would say we have about 20 multi-location businesses. You know, I would say most are, you know, all are smaller than Scoop Soldiers, but you know, some are decent size. You know, basically next year and next several years, what we're planning to focus is primarily focus on our users, focus on our existing users, our new users, and we expect industry to grow. We want to grow with the industry. We expect right now the market is somewhat saturated. I would say there's several service providers per every zip code, and we expect some market consolidation. We have some great multi-account capabilities. We expect to improve those. We also have some great productivity features, but we're also keep working on improving those. You know, we're building maybe not the most features, but we are building features that are critical for the industry.
Yeah.
And that kind of really becomes obvious once you start using the app. What are some of those things? Like dangerous dog notices, some of those lasso tool options.
Yep.
Options to like finalize invoices across multiple applications all at once. You know, some very unique reporting a lot of times. Our basically only goal for Sweep and Go Pooper Scooper app is to help you produce better results faster. Like there's really nothing else.
You've got now you've got an industry like wild. I still feel like we're a little bit of the wild west, right? Like us old timers, right? Like we're set in our ways, and we have the small, the medium, and now we, like you said, through COVID, we had an influx of new scoopers, which I think is great. I do think there's going to be some consolidation. We are seeing more acquisitions in our industry, all of the things. But when you still are dealing with lots of people with lots of ideas, how if someone's using your app, how do they submit an idea or an app or an idea to you so that you can validate it? And then how do you tell someone that's the dumbest idea I've ever heard in my life? I'm not doing that.
This is a really good question. So I mean, people email us feature requests. They send us text. They text us requests. Feature requests. We also do live meetings. Like conferences are also a great way to get to know. In terms of in terms of business size, one thing that I actually do remember, we have in May this year there were 11 users or 11 locations with over 1,000 clients.
Nice.
So that it's not,
Nice. Yeah. So I didn't even think about that.
Right.
So I mean, I'm always, because we don't have our own SIC code. We don't have our own, all of the things. Like we're still, and that's what APAWS will help with, is kind of help funnel all of us into one direction so that we can collectively get things that we need. So we're not like some rando, bunch of people running around picking up dog poop, right? Like it's, kind of where I'm going with that.
Right.
But how do you work with all those scoopers and move them forward in an industry where it's a little bit crazy?
Right.
Like you're steering the direction.
It is. I mean, one feature that we really kind of, I would say, pushed hard, and about maybe 6 years ago was like a credit card on file. At that time, like a lot of people were a little bit hesitant. Like we even built, we didn't build the option for one-time payments in Sweep and Go. We kind of omitted it on purpose, and but right now you'll see that most businesses require like a card on file. So in terms of feature requests, we have probably hundreds of feature requests. So we obviously look at what most users ask for. We look at also ability to execute. Because the app right now has multiple portals, multiple microservices in the background. We have API, we have a bunch of different things. So we also look at some logical order in which we execute those. What we can execute. Also, there's some things that are unique. We also care about. There are like different needs as businesses grow. So we always look. Let's say for somebody who's just getting started, maybe the pre-built form works fine. But let's say for somebody who's like a bigger brand that wants more personalization, customization, they probably would like to use our API and build a custom form and then integrate with and that gives them much more flexibility and
Yeah.
more diversification. We have the API for, let's say, if they want to set up some additional automations,
Okay.
some additional reporting. So obviously we try not to build like cookie cutter features that
Right.
where everybody looks the same and is just kind of
Well, like,
super simple.
since our industry has grown, we had some nice steady growth until COVID, and then things kind of got like we kind of blew up a little bit. But like there's the smaller companies are now medium size, and the medium size are now like as it scales up, Sweep and Go is kind of scaled up the same way because the needs of those first 20, 50, 100 clients are no longer those clients. No, not for you now have different needs, but you still have those same needs for the new ones coming in.
Right, yeah.
So you've kind of like grown up with us.
Right.
Like you've always been able to like, whenever I've had a question, anyone that I've ever known had a question, you're always great to like listen to it, understand it, and then try to make it work wherever you can. And I think that's probably how you've had such a great footprint in our industry, because we use software here at Scoop Soldiers. I know other independent scoopers use other things, and the common thread that I always hear, maybe just I hear it because I work with you more often, is I can't get anyone to call me back. Like it's an info@email. Like we left a voicemail. And so we can, not that I don't want everyone to be texting Ogy all the time, but it sounds like you have a system set up to take those requests, manage those requests, and then communicate back to the client. I think that's probably how you've been so successful. Software is great, but when there's a question or a concern, you help. It's not like an endless loop on a phone call where press 1, press 3, press 0. Like we actually can find a human and get the answers that we need. And I know that we've appreciated that. And I've not talked to one scooper who was like, Sweep and Go is a piece of crap. I've not one. So I think that it's your team set up to do a lot of stuff really well. And that's honestly that it helps our industry.
Right.
It doesn't just help you, it helps the industry in general, because the easier things are for independents and franchise owners to run their businesses, they can now focus on marketing or operations or logistics. They don't have to worry about the 3 hours it takes to do the invoicing. We can do that in 2 minutes, and that just frees up more time. It's almost like some of the other platforms they work fine, but it's the missed opportunity. It's the missed opportunity, and you've been able to ingrain yourself in our community and listen to everybody's wants and be able to tailor the software to fit just about everybody. And that's got to kind of make your brain a little mushy, right? Like,
yeah. So I mean, in terms of like operational things, that's pretty much very similar for most businesses. But when it comes to web marketing, onboarding, like public facing things, we've tried to allow for a lot of possibility for customization, personalization with remarketing. So somebody who has multiple locations is much bigger, has different needs than somebody who's a lot smaller. And stuff
but
like
the
that.
small guy can still grow with your software as it grows in the system. Do you mind sharing a little bit with me about your Skool platform?
Yeah, so we have, this was actually a request by our users to, communicate with each other. Honestly, I didn't know how well this was going to work out because, I thought, you maybe have local competitors, if they would get angry at each other. But no, that actually worked out perfect. I think it helps build trust. Like we always, when we communicate with our users, like we always, provided honest answers. Like we didn't have different stories for different segments or something like that. So when we created Skool, I think right now about maybe 1/4 or 1/3 of our audience is on Skool.
Okay.
Because we honestly haven't even advertised it much. I mean, we actually haven't even sent out a mass email about it. It just kind of naturally people found it from other existing users.
Okay.
But it kind of helps build trust because anybody can say anything there. If we didn't do a good job, or if they felt like maybe they saw some bug, but and then they can share it there and say no. When nobody else comments, then they're like, oh, this is maybe just me.
Yeah.
Something that I'm doing. So. But it's great. Also, sometimes also our users may not know what all questions to ask. So when they see somebody else posting a question, they're like, "Oh, I didn't think about that." That's,
the saying, you know what you know what you don't know, but you don't know what you don't know.
Right.
Like I think the Skool platform or a pause or like Facebook groups. Sometimes if you just take, especially as a newer scooper, probably even an older scooper, like if you scroll through, you'll find stuff you didn't even, I've been doing this for 25, 26 years. And sometimes I'm still like, wait, what? Like I learned something new today, so there's a continual spot to learn and educate, and helping everyone be in one spot in like a kumbaya kind of platform is great for everyone, but it is also helping you. And I've owned businesses, and I always want to know when we've done something wrong or something's not right, because I can't fix what I don't know. Right. So you may have a client that's like, I don't want to tell Ogy. I don't want to hurt his. You want to know, like you want to know, because you can't fix what you don't know. Right. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's been a great experience. It really helped tremendously. Like it also helps us make us more scalable with answering questions. Also, sometimes it's a little bit easier because if some questions are more related to billing, our finance manager can specifically answer those in more detail, stuff like that. There's a lot of opportunity. We were very much like focused on the app and the software, but now we're starting to produce more videos, more tutorials. We're also sharing some video testimonials that we recorded at the APOS convention. So that worked
I saw
out
your media
great.
guy running all around, and I was like, I'm not joking. We're sitting in the back. You guys were on the table in front of me, and I was watching your media crew run around and my media crew run around, and I'm like, I wonder if they're gonna like cross paths somehow.
Basically, I mean, we're so amateur. Like we basically bought microphones like seven
I don't think the ones we use are super crazy expensive either, right?
So,
but it works, right?
It's
Progress
fun.
over perfection. Just keep moving along. So, so I wanted to ask you, since you know so many scoopers, and I know you were just in our conference. We did a panel on operations and efficiencies, and I don't like nothing kind of top secret. But if somebody's out there's watching and they're like, I want to start a scooping company. From a technology or a route optimization or a logistical standpoint, how can Sweep and Go, like why should Sweep and Go be the first app they use? Like I'm going to start a scooping business tomorrow. Should I look at Jobber? I don't even know the other ones. Sweep and Go, like how do I say Sweep and Go is where I'm at? Like this is how I'm going to do it. This is why I need to be there.
Well, basically, it's the app made specifically for the industry. And also they should choose Sweep and Go because it instantaneously makes them look good. When like even if you have no experience, no brand reputation, like if clients can sign up and look professional, things look professional from day one, that's like a big boost in terms of trust, instead of like writing things on a napkin or something.
It's a lot of our industry is very organized and very professionalized and very efficient, but you show up scooping yards in a beat up car with no logo, you're not taking credit cards, you're invoicing on napkins, it just doesn't look the same. And it's probably the same for the software, right? Like when the invoice comes over, even if I don't like the saying fake it till you make it, but even if you've got one customer and the invoice looks good, it's a different look and feel completely than someone that hands you a ripped up half piece of paper and like you can just pay me next week. Like it's just a different feel and it's a different thing.
I mean, a lot of businesses have issues with like processes and stuff like that. So using the specific industry software gives them that necessary structure. For businesses that are generally when you choose like a generic app, any kind of generic field service app. Basically, you have a lot of things, but some of those critical things that are really important that make your business super efficient, you don't have those. So you end up spending more time.
And we are niche. We're not like so. Like I said, the other ones they're fine. They've
fine.
worked, right? But like, we like to make fun of EJ with his entry level Porsche. Like you're not the entry level Porsche, right? Like you're I don't know cars, so you're the super high end Porsche, right? Like super high end Porsche that will take care of everything. So I would say for anyone that's looking into the pet waste removal industry, obviously I help with new sales, resales, acquisitions, and conversions here at Scoop Soldiers. But you've heard me say it a million times, we all win when we all win. I would love everyone to buy a Scoop Soldiers franchise, but if not, starting your own independent is just as good. Right? Nah, maybe not quite as good, but the industry grows and we have more awareness. So if somebody wants to, let me roll back. So I would say my advice would be, first advice would be buy a Scoop Soldiers franchise. If you can't do that, I would say work with Ogy and Sweep and Go. I would say be a part of Ogy's Skool, and I would say for sure for sure connect with the APAWS, our industry association. Those are the things where you're going to find the most efficiency, the most professionalism. APAWS and your Skool platform help answer questions about the industry, maybe not even technology related. That's where you can go to get your questions answered. And there are people like myself and Ogy that will answer questions to the best of our ability. Even if you're a direct competitor, we're happy to help, right? Like we all win when we all win. Right. Now, if somebody wants to sign up for your service, to become an app, is it an app user? Is that the right word? Or
sign up for an account.
Yep, sign up for an account. How do they do that? They just go to sweepandgo.com, or how do they do that?
So basically, Scoop Soldiers is already like using Sweep and Go in some capacity.
Yep.
So for let's say a brand.
Well, our franchise owners are going to use it regardless. Like that's the software that we're moving to, or that everyone's going to be on. Right. But if it's just a person out there watching today and they're like, I should check out a software. Like, how do they get a hold of you guys?
Yeah. So basically, on Sweep and Go, you create a free trial account, and then if you like it, you can then sign up for a paid account, and that's it.
Okay. Yep.
It's super simple.
I was expecting a longer answer, but I guess it's pretty short and simple.
Right, but like if you are like, let's say, Scoop Soldiers brand, or some other brand, like it's easy to launch a new location within seconds.
Yeah, it's pretty. I've seen some, and I'm a technology dummy, and I like it that way. I've seen them launch. I've seen some of the demos, and I'm like, holy smokes. Like how things have changed in the last 20 years, from my days of printed route sheets to Ogy now has a specific software just for our industry. Yeah. So if people have questions, let's go back. What's your website? Sweepandgo.com?
Sweepandgo.com.
It's
sweepandgo.com.
Okay, .com. And then if someone wants to get a hold of you or Roland or your team, is it just info@, or?
I mean, there is like a contact form on our website. In terms of our users, our primary communication channels are email, text, and then scheduled live sessions. So scheduled live sessions are basically 4 hours in advance.
Okay.
For something quick, text is probably, helpful. We have 3-4 staff members answering text messages. Sometimes people think I answer all messages. I'll tell you the secret, I don't. I wish I had so much time in day.
I'd go crazy.
We also have that Skool.
How do they get to the Skool? How do they find the Skool? You sent me the link, but how do you get to it if you don't have the link?
Actually, I think just today we linked it from the footer of our website. Roland, maybe you could check, but I think the link was added today.
Okay. So this won't be posted. This won't go live for a few weeks or whatever it is. So if it's not there in a few weeks, they can reach out to you by your contact form and say, hey, I'm interested in Sweep and Go, but I'd also like the Skool.
Of course, yeah, anytime. I mean, basically, the only requirement for the Skool platform is that they have an active account with Sweep and Go.
Which that makes sense. Like, why? It doesn't make any sense otherwise.
Yeah, basically, we don't even allow free trial accounts. We really just want to focus exclusively on our paid users. That way it keeps the conversation focused. Questions are always on kind of cutting edge topics. So we're not focusing on the basics.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. So, and I also my takeaway from my current job is that almost everyone's requiring credit cards. We do a lot of acquisitions here, and I will. Scoop Soldiers, not even related. If your business does not have credit cards on file, you are devaluing your business. It's just on my list. It's not just me. Like other scoopers that are doing acquisitions, if there's no credit card on file, I don't want to say I'm a complete no-go, but I'm probably almost a complete no. I can't do anything, right? Like it's just different. So I appreciate that kind of helps me out tremendously.
I would say dog owners, your clients also like it too, because there's nothing else they need to do to enjoy clean yard. After they add a card on file, they're done.
They're done, right? It just keeps rolling. So, well, very much. I know we're all maybe not you, but my brain's a little bit mushy from all of its 2 days of conference, and we're not done yet. We have another dinner, and I have some more business plans tomorrow. And I know that you guys have been in for the month between APAWS and our conference, and I'm sure you're tired of us yet, but no, it's been great.
Yeah, we got a lot of feedback, a lot of good feedback. So,
new and exciting things to come.
So we have exciting things to work on, and it's always interesting and refreshing, and it's a lot of fun.
No, I'm very happy that Scoop Soldiers is moving to Sweep and Go. Software's been great. Again, I've never heard anyone say anything bad about it, or Ogy and his team. So, like I said, if you're ready to have questions, or you have questions, you're ready to start service, reach out to Ogy. In terms of business entrepreneurship, we're always looking to find that next. Both of us, I say, we're looking to find that next pet waste millionaire, whether it's with Scoop Soldiers or not. We're ready to kind of keep rolling. And I know we're busy. I know our throats are dry. We've been talking all day, but I really appreciate you taking a few minutes and snagging some time, because I think I think everyone knows in our industry the software, but I don't think everyone knows like the dude behind the software. So I wanted to kind of, and I know you wanted to talk software, but I wanted to pick your brain for a little bit and learn a little bit about you.
Yeah. I have to say, this is my first podcast. Like, I don't think I've ever done podcast in the past. I hope I did okay.
Yeah, it's right. Even if we didn't do great, Jeremy will tell me that we did great. Did we do great, Jeremy?
And
Jeremy says we did great.
and I think it's, my thought was always, focus on the product first and then tell the story. So
you did it. Focus on the product now. We're telling the story. So I appreciate your time.
Awesome.
So again, we'll link everything below. Obviously, you can catch me at KandraW@scoopsoldiers.com, scoopsoldiersfranchising.com. All the Sweep and Go stuff will be linked. And if you've got questions, reach out, phone a friend. You don't have to do this by yourself. The industry is going to grow when we all grow together, and that only happens when we have questions and answers, and we can all work together and move ourselves along. So we appreciate your time. Hopefully you'll continue to watch. And again, if you need to reach out to us, we would be happy to answer questions.
Awesome. Thanks.